PhD, B.Ed, MCA, and MSc Psychology, and we are going to listen on a very important topic from him. Yes, Aleem sir. Aleem sir. Aleem sir, are you hearing?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salim sir, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, no, no, no. Yes, yes. No,
जी जी okay ठीक है जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. Are you able to see me?
yes, yes. Very
जी
clear.
okay. Alhamdulillah okay जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. तो अस्सलाम वालेकुम warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone present in the Zoom meeting. Today we'll see about the innovative classroom part 2. So during our last discussion, during the I think it was during the last week of October where we had the interaction, and Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to be with all of you once again today. All right, so लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन. सलीम साहब मुझे बताइए अगर स्क्रीन दिख रहा है तो.
Yes, visible, visible.
Visible. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So what we will do is I'll quickly go through as a recap for what we had done previously so that we all are on the same page. Because some of us might not have joined the previous session. All right. Now, slowly as we get into the session, I would like you to interact so that it becomes easy for us to understand and share our thoughts. When we look at the innovative classroom teaching or innovative teaching or innovation in the classroom, there are certain key aspects that we all need to keep in mind. When you look at here, as the 21st century teacher, it is important that we all become facilitators. Now, when I say facilitators, what are the things that a facilitator has rather than a teacher has? When you look at this picture, on your left are the qualities of a teacher, five qualities. Read out the concept, provide notes, expect children to just listen, manage their class well, don't acknowledge mistakes. Now, when I was studying, I was in the school during the period of 92 till 2006, where I completed my 12th standard. I had a lot of teachers rather than having facilitators. But in this time, today's time, it is important that we all become facilitators. Who is a facilitator? A facilitator is the one who engages in discussion with the children. They pose questions, they interact, they make them to think critically and then answer. Design activities to forge collaboration, where teamwork is being given utmost importance, and then encourage the out of box thinking, where there is no limit on how do you think about it. Now, let me share with all of you a short story. I want all of you to share with me the answer in the chat after you listen to this story. One day, for class 8 students, it was announced by the teacher that during the weekend we are going to go to see a telescope nearby place. At a nearby place, say assume that there are no 30 kilometers ke pass, there was one telescope zone where the teacher said that we are going to see there, and he was taking the science classes, especially the physics. And children got excited. Oh yeah, we all are going there and we are going to have fun. The teacher, when the weekend came, all of them gathered in the school, and at 8 a.m. in the, uh, they wanted, the teacher thought that the children should see the sky clearly, visibly, and also it should be a time before the Maghrib time, before 6 o'clock, so that they are also able to see the stars and the galaxy and the planets in a way which can be remembered for a long period of time. So, sorry, all of them gathered, and they were all very excited that yes, we are going to go to the telescope center or telescope zone where we are going to look at the sky and the galaxy and the planets. They all gathered, and on a weekend, they all started towards the telescope center through the school bus. They all reached the spot, very happy and excited. Right? You can imagine the excitement of students who were in grade 8. Now, after reaching the telescope center or telescope point, I would say, all of them, the teacher asked all of them to stand in line. So all the students stood in line, and he called the first student. He adjusted the telescope, and he called the first student to come and look through the telescope and say what he or she is able to see. Now the first person comes near the telescope, a boy, and he looks through the telescope and says, "Sir, I am not able to see clearly. I'm not able to see clearly." The teacher comes and then, again adjust the telescope, adjust the focus lens, and now checks with the boy. "Are you able to see now?" The boy says, "No, sir, I'm not able to see clearly." The teacher shouts now, "Are you joking? Are you, trying to waste our time? Are you trying to distract all of us? See properly." Now the boy gets frightened. And now he sees through the telescope and says, "Yes, sir, I can see it. The sky is beautiful. I can see the twinkling stars. I can also see red color shaped Mars. It's so beautiful." Second boy comes. He looks through the telescope and he says, "Yeah, wow, it's so wonderful. The moon seems to be so big. I could see the sun very clearly visible in front of my eyes. It's lovely." And then the third girl comes, boy comes, girl comes. Likewise, they go. And again, when it is the turn of the 25th boy, he comes and sees through the telescope and says, "Sir, I'm not able to see clearly." The teacher says, "How is it possible? So many people, so many students have, saw it before you. Why are you troubling us?" And then the boy says, "Sir, you come here and see through the telescope and then you let me know." The teacher comes and sees through the telescope and he's not able to see clearly. The boy stands in front of the telescope and says to the teacher, "Sir, you have forgotten to open the lid of the telescope. The cover of the telescope is closed. The lens has been closed and no one is able to see anything when they were coming there and seeing through the telescope." The teacher realizes the mistake and opens the lid or the cover of the lens, and now again he calls everyone to come and see through the telescope once again. They all look through it happily and then they come back home. What do you think is the moral of the story? In the chat, just share your opinion about what do you think about this story. Some two, three answers and then we'll move on.
Or they can come and speak outside.
Yeah,
That also,
sister.
some board
Yeah,
teachers are there.
yes,
They
sir.
can come out and
Yeah,
speak.
Sister Afra says a student can also point teacher's mistake. Yes, definitely. Sister Afra says mistakes happen from anyone. We have to listen and realize. Great. Sister Arifa says truth alone triumphs. Yes. Sister Umme Sarma says check again and again, confirm first by you and believe others. Right? Yeah, all of you said it right. So thank you so much for your answers. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so as you all have mentioned, it is important that we understand where we are lagging and how we can make it better, right? How we can make it better. And as you mentioned, teachers can also make mistakes. But what happens is when the teacher scolds in front of everyone, the students get frightened that let me follow the crowd, let me follow the herd, let me follow um, the majority. Now, most of the time, we all live in that mindset of herd mentality. जो एक बच्चा कर रहा है वही सारे बच्चे करेंगे. अगर the boy seems to be the first one or the smart one or who is academically strong, and they think that yeah, if he's doing it or she's doing it or if the teacher is saying it, this might be the right approach, but it may not be. So that is why we have to encourage out of the box thinking so that we can bring the innovation in. Forge collaboration to create future leaders, because it is important that we all create leaders in today's time, especially the Gen Z kids. Gen Z और Gen Alpha के जो बच्चे हैं, उन लोगों में से we have to develop more and more leaders so that we live in a beautiful society. Treat mistake as a part of the learning process. Mistakes are bound to happen, as you also have mentioned that students can also point out teachers mistakes. It is okay, right? When I was an English teacher, while I gave the answer for some of the you know, preposition that I was teaching in, my student pointed out that, sir, this wouldn't be the right answer. This can possibly be the right answer, right? So then, I went through it, and then I realized that yeah, I have made a mistake, and then I appreciated the boy, and then I corrected the mistake. It's okay, right? Treat mistake as the part of the learning process. Now, when we do that, it becomes easy. Then we spoke about student-centered learning. It is important that we all focus on the student centered learning. If you have done B.Ed, if you have not done B.Ed also, that is completely fine. But what happens is most of the time there is teacher centered learning happening, right? So in today's time, it is important that we focus on student centered learning. Who are my audience? What is my message? How I am going to shape this message up so that it reaches to them in a proactive way, right? Focus from the teacher to the student. Earlier, the focus was on the teacher. Teacher was the hero. When you and I were sitting in the classroom, we used to imagine the teacher as the hero, center of attraction. They are the one who is going to take charge and then, give whatever the things that we have to learn. But empowering learners to take ownership of their education by actively participating in decisions about what, when, and how they learn. Now, when you look at here, this picture, it is important that we develop wisdom and experience in the students' learning, right? Now, when we think about education, पहले ज़माने में ये होता था कि education will give us knowledge. But in today's time, it is important that education gives us the application, right? Education, the learning should be knowledgeable, informative, and we should make sure that it is coming to life by applying. Application is the most important aspect of learning. Majority of the time, what happens is we stick to just knowledge and information, right? I teach them a concept of photosynthesis. I say that plants get food through water and sunlight. That's it. But how does it happen? Why does it happen? No, what are the concepts that go through it? When we teach them that, they develop the thought of wisdom and then their experience. This should be there, right? Then only what will happen is the ideas, the framework, and the design and connectivity will be in such a way that we become great facilitators and children become great learners. Now, blended and hybrid model is important that in today's time, we cannot say that I will not be able to use the technology. I, I'm a traditional teacher who used chalk and talk method, chalk and board. That's it. And then I read through the lessons and give the book back exercises. But it is important that we understand that face-to-face learning, online learning, blended and hybrid learning will be important for all of us. When the COVID time came, all of us got stuck. The world came to a halt. The teachers who didn't know technology were not able to do anything with it. But Zoom came into picture during that time in a vast way. It was there before also, but it came vastly during that time, and still we use it. And teachers who said that I'm not able to use Zoom, I'm not able to use the technology, I'm not much sound enough, I am not able to learn it, they lag behind. I always give this example of the Nokia phone. Right? Nokia company, when you look at 20 years back, every one of us used to have that handset of Nokia. And where is Nokia today? They failed to upgrade, they failed to update, they failed to be in the competition, they failed to be in the race, and other companies came ahead. What happens is if we don't embrace upgradation, if we don't embrace technology, if we don't embrace the current trends, we will lag behind. When I'm discussing with my students, I have to talk to them about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, news channels, web series, so that they feel that I belong to 2025, right? It is important to have the knowledge on current affairs. That is why when we write any of the government exams, it is important for all of us to learn and know about the current affairs so that we stay updated. As teachers, we all should stay updated. Teaching is a lifelong journey, right? All right. Now, I want you to think of a dream classroom in your head. A dream classroom. If this is my class, think from two perspectives. First, from the teacher's point of view, second, from the student's point of view. I give you 2 minutes time and then you put across how does your dream classroom look like? What should be the theme, seating zone, technology used, to-do list, charts, colors. 2 minutes for you to think of a dream classroom and then you put your answers in the chat. All right. Ready? Let's see how does your dream classroom look like. Yes, please. You can put it in the chat box on how does it look. Modern classroom. Sister Malati says modern classroom, creative something in the classroom. Yes, good. Sister Malati. Okay, what else? Sister Farida says smart class. Okay, fair enough. Sister Sana says color classroom. Or we have the aesthetic experience when we enter the classroom. Okay, fair enough. Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now look at here. When we look at this engaging, Sister Zina says engage the classroom. Yes, exactly, right? Yeah, now look at this picture. When you look at this picture, it has multiple things. It has a board, it has a chart, It has a collaborative learning atmosphere. It has a dashboard. It has information that can be easily read and accessible. It has a pouch where children can pick things up, stuff, and then they can do it, right? Sishafra says smart board, colorful walls, yet pleasing, not too bright. Chart works. I would ask students to draw something and stick on there, laughing, yet learning environment. I want to make students learn while playing, right? Sister Faridus says communication skills very important. Sister Sharfanisa says it should be attract the students to learning. Yes, definitely, right? Wonderful job, good job. Now, when we have this type of classroom setup, when I enter the classroom, I need to have that ambience. I visited a lot of schools and colleges, beautifully set up classrooms where you step inside and you feel like learning. Now, don't tell me, sir, we don't have resources. Our school is a small school. Management doesn't have the budget. I don't know what to do, right? Make it simple, cost effective, use the props that you have in hand and make it attractive, right? Especially, lady teachers. I always believe that girls are creative, naturally talented, and they can make the best out of waste करके activity आता था हम लोगों के time में, right? They can make the best out of the waste that is available in the school premises. So get up, put your thinking hat, and then give your best, right? Some of the classroom structures that I loved. It has a smart board, it has a cupboard, it has a shelf, it has charts, the colors, good aesthetic sense, right? Oh, I showed you the next picture. Now I want you to imagine a donkey. I want you to imagine a donkey. When I take the offline classes, I ask the teachers to draw the donkey. Now, if I have to ask you to draw the donkey, I want you to draw the donkey. Okay, if you have a pen and paper or pencil with you, take it and draw the donkey. If you don't have it, think of a donkey in your head. We are going to talk about divergent thinking, how it is important. Now, when I say apple, what comes to your mind? Apple comes to your mind. But when I say imagine a donkey to a child who is 8 year old, what comes to his mind? When I gave this activity to the students, I could see that one of the students had drawn a donkey like this. A donkey flying with a wing, laughing, enjoying the ride, and then moving around. Right? This is how children think. They all are divergent thinkers. But as a fixed mindset teacher, what I say is, hey, what are you doing? Can donkeys fly? Can donkeys laugh? Do they have wings? You have done it incorrectly. But this is how it goes. And when you facilitate this kind of learning, they can become amazing learners and great individuals in the future. Right? This is how the innovation works. This is how the innovation looks like. This is what a real teaching means, where there is no limit of what I'm thinking. But what we do is, as teachers, we put those uh, gate, right? हॉर्स के पास जो रहता है ना, घोड़ा जो चलाते हैं, जो घोड़ा चलाने वाले होते हैं, we could see that there is a cap in their head so that they can focus only in the lane that is there in front of it. Avoid it. Let's move on. No, storytelling as innovation. We all have heard stories, beautiful stories from our nannies, dadis, right? Grandmothers used to tell us a lot of stories. My, nanny used to tell me a lot of stories where I imagine things. When you look at here, the books contain text, but it is you who will put the life into it. Sorry, yeah. How will you put the life? You create stories of your own. Look at this. When I look at it as a textbook, but what I'm showing it to the student, what they're seeing a world which is happy, a world which is fruitful, a world which has technology, a world which tells us to explore things. a world which is bright and beautiful, a world full of life and full of knowledge. Even though these are text, but I am creating those pictures in their head. Innovation is the perfect avenue to understand how stories can build, support, persuade, and challenge the notion of who gets to be an innovator. Right? All right. Now, gamification. Introduce gamification. Children love gaming because they could see the progress. They can go to the next level easily from one level to the other. But when they are in the classroom, they don't know where they stand. They have to wait till the term exam to know where they stand with respect to their progress. My son scored 96 percentage in July test. He scored 90 percentage in the quarterly exam. Now in the November test, because of some commitments, because of marriage at home, because of health issues, he has scored 80 percentage. So now what is my son's progress? Three times he had attended the test and exam, and I could see that now he stands at 80 percentage. That's the progress that we are showing it. But games are not like that. And to know this progress, my son has started his school in July, June, and now it is December. He now is stands at 96, 90, 80. Is that the progress? No. If he has been playing games for 6 months, he would have reached to thousands levels crossed. That is why gamification in education is the practice of integrating game-like elements, points, badges, leaderboards, challenges, rewards into non-game learning contests to enhance motivation, engagement, and knowledge retention. Right? Now, as you could see in the picture, then project-based learning दीजिए आप लोग. Creative learning comes through PBL, project-based learning. यहाँ पर peer learning होगा, teamwork होगा, collaboration, networking, sharing of ideas. Have diverse students in the group so that they all can learn from each other. You be the facilitator and monitor to see each of the group whether they are performing to their best or not. Right? Make leaders within the group and choose leaders who are less confident. Choose leaders who are less are not so good in the academics so that they feel involved, they feel encouraged, they feel appreciated, and then when they are interacting, they start talking like a leader. They start talking as if they have good knowledge. They observe others and then they put their points forward. Right? Don't choose the best as a leader. It would be my suggestion personally. You know who about your students, you know their portfolio, and then you choose accordingly. Then flipped classroom, we will talk about this later. By keeping the time in mind, I'll move to the last part of the session. Technological tools we have. I think Salim sir will have innovative classroom part three as well, so that we can discuss on multiple aspects. All right. Now I want all of you to have the champion mindset, as I also told in the last class. A champion mindset begins long before becoming a champion. You are a champion teacher. You have the power to create leaders. You have the power to make education a fun. You might have seen Hansar, the way he takes the class. You might have seen Physics Wala, the way the concepts are being told to the students. Be the change, right? Statistics says the 70 percentage of the teacher effectiveness comes from mindset. Have a great mindset. I am in the noble profession. Allah has chosen me to be here. God has helped me out in order to become a great teacher. I am responsible for creating future leaders. I am responsible for opening up their minds, and I will do it. That would be your thought. I want all of you to unmute yourself and repeat these sentences after me. Let's unmute yourself. Great job. Now let's repeat this loudly with full of energy. I am a smart teacher.
I'm a smart
I
teacher.
am a smart teacher.
Smart teacher.
Great.
I am a smart
I am a
teacher.
smart teacher.
I am a smart teacher.
Yes, I
I am a
create
smart
I
innovative
am a
teacher.
content.
smart
I
teacher.
want all of you to say it at once so that we don't have to wait for everyone. Ready? One, two, three. Let's start. I am a smart
I
teacher.
I
am a
am a
smart
smart
teacher.
I am a
teacher.
smart
Smart teacher.
teacher.
I have a
I am
champion
a
mindset.
smart teacher.
I am a
I
smart
have
teacher.
a
I am a
champion
smart teacher.
mindset. I am a smart teacher.
I have the
Grandma.
power to change the classroom.
I have a power
I
to
have
change my
power
classroom
to
situation.
change
I will create
the
future
classroom.
leaders.
I will create
I'm a
future
I
great
will
leader.
create the few leaders.
I have a growth mindset.
I have
I
a
I have
growth
have
a
a
growth
growth
mindset.
mindset.
mindset. I have a growth mindset.
I am talented.
I'm
I
I
am
am
very
talented.
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 I am creative.
I'm
I am
creative.
I am
creative.
I am
creative.
creative. I am talented.
I am a leader.
I'm a
I
leader.
am a
I am a
leader.
leader.
Yes, great job. You can, mute yourself. That is exactly how you all should think of yourself. So please give yourself a round of applause and also, appreciate yourself by tapping on your back. Say, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. When no one supports you, you are your own best friend, right? Some of the books that I would like to recommend is this Mindset, Excellent 11. Great. You can take the screenshot of this picture as well. The Champion's Mind and The Courage to Teach. These books had helped me out to become a good teacher. I have been a teacher and a trainer since a long time. A long time. I was doing my MCA during my 2010. Since then, I started teaching. I used to teach my juniors. I used to go to schools in the villages and towns and interact with the students. So it's been a great journey so far. I work as a software engineer, by the way, a full-time profession, but I also do teaching and training as well. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you to Salim Saab and Omiyat for giving us all of us an opportunity to be in the platform. And I wish you all good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair.
As
Okay.
usual, charming Mr. H. Aleem sir has mesmerized everyone with his presentation. And at the end, he has self-hypnotized also, self-hypnotized us by repeating the clear words to be a good teacher. What we have to think about ourselves. Very interesting presentation. And the story of closed shutters telescope moral is very good, that we should not make our student panic or in a frightful mood. They should not be threatened. Then the behavior will be quite different. So the moral of the story is very, very, what to say, we have to use it in our classroom. And face-to-face learning we are having usually at our schools. Online learnings, some are encouraging or asking to go online learning, go for online learning. But SR is giving importance that we must have hybrid blended learning. That is also a aspect we have to look into it. Both face-to-face learning as well as online learning, they should be blended. Very good suggestion. And flying donkey example also makes us think that children are more imaginative than us. And sir has given the advice to us that we must talk in between our classes about Instagram, Chat GPT, Reels, the modern day terminologies of Gen Z students. So then only we can be along with them. So thank you very much, Aleem sir. As usual, we had the second part of this session. And on this topic, another part 3, whenever sir is free, we will have it.
Yes, sir. We'll have it on 20th December, sir. 20 December. Inshallah.
Yes, inshallah, inshallah. We will fix
Jazakallah.
it.
Some of the sisters are asking in the chat.
Yes,
So
yes.
we'll fix it on 20th December. Inshallah.
Okay, sir. Okay. 20th December, I will fix the date, inshallah.
Ji.
With this, the program comes to an end. Again, Sunday, tomorrow, we will be meeting to listen to 2 more speakers. Thank you. Jazakallah. With
Thank
this,
you,
the
sir.
program.